Let's talk about the Mariners. In the middle of June, the Angels went to Seattle, took 4 out of 5, put them 10 games under 500. Since that point, second best record in the American League. But back in June, it looked like this team was toast. What happened?
Matty, they were dead in the water. I mean, if you go way back, I mean, we're talking about J-Rod was actually a guy we were talking about maybe sending out because he was struggling so early, but then he came on like gangbusters. I mean, he became the man, and he was kind of like the catalyst, and I think that's exactly what happened. He went nuts for a while, and then Jerry Dipoto, after all those moves that he made over those eight years, I think things started to flow for him. Ty France getting big base hits. I mean, you're getting getting contribution from Eugenio Suarez, who had a horrible year before that. He starts picking it up, and then he makes a ridiculous trade and gets the best player in all baseball is available in Luis Castillo.
I think they got incredible leadership, and I go back to that kind of quarrel and fight in Anaheim. When teams go through something like that together and you've got to stick up for your guys, there's a camaraderie and there's a coming together. That Winker was struggling, and he really became beloved because of how much he stood up for his guys and even went a little too far, you know. But again, I think at that moment, you watch them leave there and go on this 14 straight run to climb back in it, and then the momentum has just kept pouring on. You sign the best player that we've seen in a long time, 25 guy, for forever, for a long-term contract. He's there forever. Now you pour on at the break, get the best guy on the market. Jerry Dipoto, great job. You extend this guy behind going and getting Robbie Ray. The energy is just building. Seattle has this mojo. I hear Scott Service talk, and he says, we're like family over here. This is their leader saying they're like family, and he treats people like that. Santana, veteran leadership, big hits. They've just got this mojo. They got a work cut out for them going to Houston.
Yeah.
But I think this team is a lot like the Philadelphia team going into Atlanta. They're familiar with their foe, and they're not scared.
Well,
They've got some attitude.
Let's talk about that foe, because we talked about how the winner of this San Diego Mets game tonight gets a chance to play the 111-win Dodgers. Right. Now Seattle gets to move on to play the Astros, winningest team in the American League, and a team that kicked them around all regular season. And the guy that kicked them around the hardest, Justin Verlander, presumptive Cy Young Award winner in the American League, is facing the Mariners for a 7th time this season. This is a list of his previous starts this year alone against Seattle. Only one clunker in there, Ruben. How would you prepare a group of hitters to face a guy that's had their number all
It's
year?
one of the toughest things they're going to have to go through, because I just saw Justin Verlander pitch in his last outing against the Phillies. He was absolutely dominant. He must have like I can't believe how much life he has in that arm right now. He's got life, and I think he's got, because of the Tommy John, for me, he's a guy that's a fresh arm. And which is crazy when you're starting to talk about a guy who's 40 years old. I mean, he's dealing high fastball. You can't catch up to it. Nasty breaking stuff. I mean, he's as good as I've ever seen him at age 40, almost 40 now.
You're exactly right. He's Tom Brady of baseball world. This guy just continues to get better. Execution. It comes down to executing. When you have that guy stuff and you execute, you saw, if he doesn't execute, you can kind of get him. The Seattle Mariners know that. They got their hands full. Logan Gilbert's going to come in there, and hopefully pitch a good game, and he's going to have it.
This is Justin Verlander we're talking about. He's different. He's a psycho when the bright lights are on. I knew another guy like that when he pitched, too, by the way.